and I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to lay down and let someone trample on my rights.
Hey guys, how's it going? So, you're not even going to believe this. Well, actually, the way things have been going lately with the federal government, you might actually believe it. So, one of the best Second Amendment journalists that we have, John Crump, he writes for AmmoLand News. He also has his own YouTube channel, John Crump News and John Crump Live. And he's been the source for a lot of my reporting on certain breaking issues regarding the Second Amendment, gun control, what have you. Yeah, a federal prosecutor is actually attempting to silence him on some key breaking news with the CRS firearms case. So I was able to get an interview with John, so let's hear him talk about it right now. So I have journalist John Crump with me right now. And as I had just said in my intro, you're one of the journalists that I frequently go to for breaking news with the Second Amendment, and specifically with this CRS firearms auto keycard case. And Justin Irving, you've been the main one that's reported this. So I just was watching OAN earlier, and I hear there's something going on about you potentially being censored or not able to speak on a certain aspect of the case.
That is correct. Well, what happened was the prosecutor in the case, Laura Coffer Taylor, has had an issue with me for a while now. And what happened was that Matt Hoover, CRS Firearms, shared what's called a pretense report, a pre-sentence report, however you want to pronounce it. And this basically said what they're recommending. So I got it. And I reported on it. Well, this infuriated the prosecutor, who filed a motion to have me censored, basically. Wants me to destroy my documentation, my documents that I have, and not report on it, which I'm not willing to do because this is a First Amendment issue. And plus, moreover than that, Matt Hoover had every right to share that document with whoever he wanted to. The laws that she cites only applies to officers of the court, and it specifically does not apply to the defendants in the case. They're allowed to share that. Officers of the court are not allowed to share that. So she's not allowed to share that with the public, but he is absolutely within 100% of his rights to be able to share that with whoever he wants. It's just that it did not make her look good, and that's what she has an issue with. She has more of an issue with the commenters on the videos than the videos themselves. So basically, because she got her feelings hurt, she wants me to not talk about it and wants to censor me.
Okay, so are you an officer of the court?
I am not an officer of the court. I am I'm a member of the press. I am credentialed through NSSF. I'm an NSSF media member, and I'm also a Professional Outdoor Media Association's media member. I have written for multiple different publications, most known for my AmmoLand reporting, but no, I'm not a member of the courts in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so basically, just so I can understand this real quick, there's information from the pre-sentencing agreements. I'm assuming there's paperwork involved in that documentation, and there's a court ruling or law, something like that, that prohibits like the lawyers or officers of the court from disseminating that to the public, right?
Specifically, officers of the court.
Okay, so you were able to get this information and from a direct source that is not an officer of the court, correct?
Correct.
So the confusing thing to me is this: it's like double confusing. So first of all, you're not a person that would be blocked from disseminating this information. Neither is the person you received it from. But wait, there's more. It sounds like the actual issue might be more to do with, now you're an author on AmmoLand. I also follow your John Crump news channel. You have another on YouTube here. You also have a John Crump live channel, which is more op-ed and discussion type stuff. So you put out videos about this case and about this specific procedure, and then viewers started leaving public comments, right?
That is correct. On my John Crump news channel, where I do like the hard news.
Now,
people started putting out comments, and she had issues with the comments. Like one of the issues she had a comment, one of the comments she had an issue with was someone said, "I don't know how she can sleep at night," which to me doesn't seem that bad. I mean, I'm sure there's been comments about me that's a lot worse than that.
yes, so YouTube actually has an extensive censorship program in and of itself, where if somebody's doing things that are outside of their terms of service, I've had reports from many viewers over the years that YouTube will delete their comments. If I ever saw anything egregious in my comment sections where somebody was doing like a direct threat or call to action, I would go in usually and delete that, because we can't have that. That's not covered by the First Amendment.
Yeah, there was no direct threats, nothing like that, and nowhere in the documentation does she claim that there was.
So basically, without you reporting on this, I don't think you and Flying Rich, who's your partner on the live streams on the John Crump live channel, and he also has his own channel, I know, Flying Rich and Flying Rich Firearms. If it wasn't for you and him reporting on this, I don't think anybody would even know what's going on, right?
Yeah, I had a source in the courtroom. There was a wonderful woman. I'm not really going to say too much because she wants to remain anonymous. That reported on the case to me. She took notes for me in the court through the whole entire case, and she was the only one that was there every day taking notes. And that's where I got my notes from, and that was the basis for my reports. And during the sentencing, she did state that there was someone in the court reporting back to a YouTube personality. So she had an issue with that. The judge shut her down at that time, and it looks like she is trying again.
Well, I would know people seem to kind of want to demean YouTubers, but as far as I know, Google's the number one search engine and YouTube's the number two search engine. And I kind of repeat myself because they're one and of the same group of companies. So what are you doing right now? Are you deleting your videos? Are you stopping? I mean, where are we at as we sit right now?
To AEDU, there's one thing that you need to know about me, and I don't get intimidated very well. She didn't even want me to know about this. They filed this in secret. And I found out about this because I have lawyers. I have a lot of friends that are lawyers. And one of the lawyers, Steven Stambolia, found it, brought it to my attention, notified one of my other lawyers, and he brought in Oliver, who's another one of my lawyers. So Steve, Rob, Oliver started working on that. And then my other lawyer got involved the next day, Mr. Phillips, great guy, down in Florida. And so now we have James Phillips. We have a legal team. There's a couple more too, and they got spun up. And we were going to fund this all ourselves. They were going to do a lot of the work pro bono and everything, but then GOA, which I've worked with extensively, and so have Rob and Steven, stepped in and said, "Hey, this is wrong. This is trying to shut down a Second Amendment advocate, a Second Amendment journalist from their freedom of speech." And they stepped in and they said that they were going to fund it.
That's awesome. So GOA stepping up not only for the Second Amendment, because this is clearly involving your reporting on a very big Second Amendment case, but they're also stepping up to protect the First Amendment, which would include freedom of the press. And this whole thing's just baffling. So I know you probably can't talk about too much of what's ongoing, but where do we go from here? Is this moving fast, or can you tell me anything that's going on right now?
It's moving very fast. My attorneys from up here jumped on a plane. James Phillips is my Florida attorney. So they met up down there. My legal team will be in court tomorrow at 1:30 to defend my right to freedom of speech and my right to freedom of the press. And we will defend that vigorously against this. Not only will we defend that, but we are also going to point out that Matt Hoover was under no obligation to keep that document secret. And we will fight it, and we will be victorious because we cannot let this stand. I want to thank my attorneys. I want to thank GOA, and I want to thank everyone else who has supported me, because this is 100% unconstitutional, and this is absolutely ridiculous, and it's just chilling. It's chilling to my rights. It's chilling to everyone's rights. I look at this as not a battle for me. I look at this as a battle for the First Amendment and a battle for my kids' rights and my battle for everyone's rights. And I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to lay down and let someone trample on my rights. Sorry, I'm a little bit fired up, but when someone tries, you know, it's just something that I don't like.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything different from you, and I'm glad to see you're fighting. Big shout out to GOA for really stepping up, because I do know some of those names you mentioned. That is a dream team, so I'm looking forward to all the updates, and I wish you best of luck in court tomorrow, and hopefully this works out really quickly, and you can make a big statement that we're going to still keep the First Amendment alive.
Yeah, we really need to, because this is bigger than me. I wish that Matt Hoover and Justin was not where they were, and I don't think they should be, and I don't think they should be trying to trample on my rights. If they wanted to keep this a secret, it's not exactly working the way that they thought. There's something called the Streisand effect, and this is a huge example of the Streisand effect. They try to do all this in secret, and we're not going to let them do it.
And people are getting sick and tired of all the things they're doing in secret. So I appreciate what you're doing right now, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, thanks, man, and good luck.
All right. Good luck. Oh, well, you don't need luck, but whatever.
No,
Sorry.
we all need luck right now. Who knows? They could try to shut down this video next. So I hear you, man.
It would not surprise me. I'm persona non grata, I guess.
Hang in there, man. Looking forward to the updates.
No problem. I have not begun to fight.
Well, there you go. You can't even make this stuff up. I definitely hope things get squashed quick with this. This would be really bad if this type of censorship would be allowed to happen. And I'm going to be talking to John as this case develops, and I'll bring you guys updates as soon as I possibly can. And shout out to Flying Rich. I hope that you're able to get through this, obviously just as successfully as John, and keep up the good reporting, guys. I appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching, and have a good one.